Hello friend, today I'm going to share about attraction and repulsion.
And I'm going to share an amazing recovery tool. Let's go!
My cool sheet is science. Brian asked me to talk about water attraction and repulsion of things that attract or like soak up water like your paper towel versus something that is a water repellent. So in episode 158, I talked about intermolecular forces, and this is a specific subcategory of intermolecular forces, but it is really specific, so this is worth its own cool sheet. There are a few things that I wanted to bring up. One is this term hydrophobic, which is what it sounds like. Hydrophobic, scared of water, and then there's hydrophilic, which is water loving. So it follows there that something like the paper towel loves the water, is going to soak it up. Hydrophobic is going to repel it. And the analogy that I want to use actually is going to involve magnets, because that's something macroscopic that we can see in everyday life. It's not magnetic that's happening here, but because when we put two magnets together and we have the plus and the minus and they snap together, they attract each other, that is kind of what's happening, but on the molecular scale. Conversely, you know, when you put two magnets together with positive, and we can try to push them together, but they are repelling each other. And on the microscopic scale, you can put together atoms that are repelling water in this way in ways that are pretty amazing. So Teflon is a great example of something where it's non-stick. And so when you put water on there or any other kind of thing and it doesn't stick to it, there are things that are even more hydrophobic than that. And a lot of them have to do with the ones that are really cutting edge, and I say that as a pun, because they're metals that have been cut with lasers in such a way that the water droplets, they form a full sphere. They don't even want to even part way set down on this surface. They are so hydrophobic. And if you have that kind of surface, then you can repel water, and there's all sorts of technology that can happen with these kinds of materials: water repulsion and attraction.
See, I knew you would be able to explain this in a way that made it even cooler and easier to understand for me. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That is so cool.
I love it.
The magnet, I love that, even though it's totally different and it's a molecular level. I love that because that automatically makes sense in my head now.
Yes.
Of what that, I mean, I've even heard the word just because I probably hung out with you enough, the hydrophobic and hydrophilic, you know, what that means. But yeah. Putting those two together like that is so cool. Yeah, I don't even remember how it came to my mind, but I think something was soaking up water and then it was running off of it right next to something else. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I know that everything's just made out of carbon or atoms or whatever, you know? Like, so how is this different?
Yes. So, yeah, they have those molecular properties are so diverse. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I'm going to be talking about a gadget, and this gadget is a massage gun. Massage gun, sometimes called a percussive massage treatment or vibration therapy, are portable handheld devices that look like a power drill. So if you're on YouTube, you can see one. If you haven't, if you don't know what it is already, but on YouTube, I'll describe it. It looks like a power drill, like I said. Usually they're wireless, they have a rechargeable battery, and they come with a whole bunch of different attachments. So this one I think has like 7. So every one does a different thing. Very, very cool. I'll turn it on real quick. It vibrates really quickly and massages your muscles and soft tissues and things like that. The benefits of it helps reduce soreness. You can use it before a workout to warm up your muscles, or you can use it after a workout, kind of more traditionally, or after a big long run or things like that. Other thing it does, it increases blood flow. It just gives a faster recovery. It provides pain relief, more pressure than if you were just going to do a self-massage for yourself. Now, there are some cons. It can cause injury. It can make things worse if you have a really sore spot, or let's say you had like a hairline fracture and you didn't really know it, and then you're now jackhammering it. It could make it different, or it can make it worse. Definitely, if you're be careful near bony parts of your body, or joints, or ligaments, and etc. So definitely, I like to use it just kind of on my big muscle groups like that. Now compare this to foam rollers, which is another one you talked about in episode 134, because that's also a good recovery tool. It's not one or the other. It's actually different. So when you're foam rolling, you're doing that myofascial release, and it's more the surrounding muscles and blood vessels and nerves. Now you might get this similar sensation or effects by using this, but it's much more pinpoint, and you can like really get into an area where a foam roller would be a little bit different. So it's good to have them both. I have both. Definitely check out a massage gun.
This is amazing. You know what? So I've used one of these for the first time like in the last month.
Oh, really?
My chiropractor used it on me, and I was like, what's going on? It was on my back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
He's like asking me questions, and I'm answering like,
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking in a fan or something.
Yeah.
Like you know, kind of talk.
That's great, though.
Yeah, so let's see.
It works. Yeah.
And
it works really well.
And it's also doubles as something else that people might use for pleasure, different kinds of pleasure, which is funny because I think I had one article, they're like, let's face it, it's just a sex toy. But I use it for muscles. It's really good for muscles. I swear, Mom, I swear. All I do is I'm massaging my muscles. Okay, I better stop. But it is worth it. It's really cool. Actually, when I was, again, with Brian, we had a jump rope challenge. And I was trying to jump rope for 30 minutes every day. And I haven't done that before. And so my legs were sore, my calves. Wow. And he's like, 2 words, massage gun. And I bought one that day, and I started using it, and I would just, you can, on your big muscle groups, you can really grind into it.
Right.
And it feels so good. The thing I love and hate about foam rollers is they work and they're amazing, but it hurts so bad sometimes.
I know.
You know it's working, I think.
Yeah.
But this is just almost always just feels really great.
Yeah. So how much do these run?
They're getting less expensive because there's so many of them now, and they're getting so popular. I think I got this one on sale for like $50, maybe $40. They usually go for about $100 for a good one. I went with like the highest rated. I used one of my Chrome extensions that says how much. It was a form of cool sheet. Now I can't remember the name. I'll pop it up on the YouTube links. To know which of those ratings were legit. So it was actually like a really good one and a really well-made one. So
nice.
Yeah, this one's the zone. What does that say?
Zanjim?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them,
Yeah.
and they vary in price, and they also probably vary in quality. But this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize that they weren't specialty because I hadn't seen them before my chiropractor, so I didn't know
you can get dime a dozen on Amazon.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you want to look into any of these cool sheets that we talk about, you can go to 10bestest.com/darksky. Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm Karen McFarland Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
Let us know in the comments, were you familiar with how water repellents work?
And let us know, do you own a massage gun?
If you're enjoying the show, please give us a like and share it with a friend.
Stay tuned next week for another great series of shows.
And don't forget to stay curious.